Hello and welcome to Brainy Gardener. Today it is all about how to grow and care for the Maidenhair Ferns. Maidenhair Ferns are among the most delicate and beautiful ferns. The fronds of this plant appear almost lacy, with long stems that grow in a symmetrical pattern with rounded lobes, giving it a graceful and elegant appearance. It is a popular choice for terrariums, bathrooms, and other areas where humidity is naturally high. Many people are under the impression that Maidenhair Ferns are hard to care for or difficult to grow, and will only survive if they are pampered. None of this is true. Maidenhair ferns are some of the easiest plants you can grow indoors. These ferns are popular houseplants because they're hardy, easy to care for, and tolerant of a wide range of conditions. These are low maintenance when it comes to watering, but they do need some attention to grow well. The natural habitat of Maidenhair ferns is in the shady, moist understory of wooded areas. Ferns depend on trickling water and rain for their source of moisture. As a result, they are susceptible to extreme light variations and require shade or indirect sunlight. Maidenhair ferns do not like full hot sun and will scorch and die rapidly. Avoid locations that receive bright direct sunlight. Also, keep it away from heat registers, air conditioning vents, and drafts. Maidenhair ferns need water every day. Focusing on providing your thirsty plant with regular watering will give you the best chance of seeing it flourish. The best place to start is with consistently moist soil. After that, make sure to water your fern frequently, either daily or every other day, never letting the soil dry out. Maidenhair ferns require high moisture levels, but they will perish if left in soggy soil for too long. Water every day until the soil is damp but not sopping wet. Make sure there is good drainage. Maidenhair ferns prefer a temperature over 70 degrees Fahrenheit, so avoid placing it in an area where there are cold droughts or where the temperature falls below 60 degrees Fahrenheit. If you live in an area with cold winter temperatures around 32 degrees Fahrenheit or below, it is essential to bring them indoors before the temperature drops. They will not survive freezing temperatures for more than a few hours. As long as the temperature is moderate and there is good light, humidity, and water, they will grow well. Maidenhair ferns need high humidity to survive. One way to increase humidity is by placing a small dish of water underneath or near your plant. Placing a humidifier close to the plants will also have the same effect. Keep a small pump spray bottle filled with water and lightly mist your plant a few times a day. It will mimic the natural fog and rain they would receive in their native habitat and provide much-needed humidity. Maidenhair ferns need a half-strength dilution of general-purpose fertilizer every month or two during the spring and summer. This can be omitted in winter. Maidenhair ferns can be propagated by dividing the rhizomes. First, carefully remove the plant from its pot and use a sharp knife to separate the divisions. Next, repot each division in its container with fresh soil. Repotting Maidenhair ferns can be done in the spring to encourage new growth, or in the summer if the plant is growing too large. The size of the container should be slightly larger than the old one. When repotting, take a minute to examine the roots. Healthy roots have light brown or white growing tips. If the roots are black, they're dead and should be trimmed away to protect the health of those that remain. These ferns do not have an extensive root system, so moving them to a larger pot is not often necessary. If they are grown in small pots, it is best to repot them every 2 years with fresh, well-balanced soil. Maidenhair ferns are not toxic to cats and dogs. Although the houseplants should be kept out of reach of pets and not recommended for consumption, Maidenhair ferns are not considered toxic for pets. Even though this fern is safe for cats to consume, any plant could harm some animals and pose a choking risk. To prevent your cats from eating the fern, you should keep them away from it. Maidenhair ferns do not have serious insect or disease problems. The most common issues with these plants are scales and mealybugs, which can cause damage to the foliage. Mealybugs appear as tiny white balls of fuzz that resemble cotton wool. There is an insect under the fuzz that is sucking the sap of fern. Check the plant regularly for these pests and remove them as soon as they are spotted. The easiest way to deal with them is to wipe the leaves gently with insecticidal soap or horticultural oil.